See, first you tell me this point. This candidate will get the concession, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Fine. So now, one thing, see the basic criteria to get the concession is age should be less than or equal to 25 and gender should be equal to female. That is okay. But for all the people who have satisfied this criteria, I'm not going to provide the same concession. I'm not going to provide the same concession. I will provide the concession basing on the qualification of the user. If qualification is equal to MTech, then I will write print 10,000 rupees of concession. If the qualification is equal to Big Tech, then print you are going to get 5,000 rupees of concession. Else I'm writing print 2,000 rupees of concession. Now I have accepted qualification value from the user. Qualification entered by the user is Big Tech. This candidate is going to get concession. If yes, how much he is going to get?
5,000 rupees.
5,000, correct. So here what is happening? 25 less than or equal to 25, female equal to female. Okay, basic criteria satisfied. That means if block is executed, else will be skipped. That is fine. Now qualification is BTech. BTech equal to MTech? No. Condition false means that block will not be executed. BTech equal to BTech? Correct. Correct means it will enter the block. 5,000 rupees will be printed and it will skip the remaining blocks. Na? In if only one block is executed. Na? So 5,000 rupees is the concession the candidate is going to get. Now I will be having separate inputs from the user. So the age is 23 and the qualification is MBA. She will get the concession. If yes, how much?
2,000 rupees.
2,000 rupees.
1,000? Yes. Okay. So how it is? Yeah, how it is 2,000? Again, problem in catching up the pencil. 1 minute. Okay. So 23 less than 25. Okay. Female equal to female. Okay. Basic criteria satisfied. Some concession she should get. Some concession she should get. Else part will be skipped. Now qualification is what? MBA. MBA equal to MTech? No. 10,000 will not be coming. MBA equal to BTech? No. 5,000 will not be coming. If all the if blocks are skipped, by default, else part will be executed. That means 2,000 rupees will become the concession. 2,000 rupees will be the concession in the fee. Okay. See here, in this case, I have used what and what. I have used if else, I have used if I have implemented nesting. In this way, our decision control instructions are used in real time. This everything what I'm telling, and even this code is there in the material, you can just definitely check it. So I told that sequence, decision, and the loop, 3 types of control instructions are available. So sequence and decision is okay. And now we are going to see the loop control instructions. So please tell me, what is the output of this program? What is the output of this program?
Hello.
Hello. So hello will be printed only for once. See, if I want to print hello for 5 times, for 5 times I have to write the same instruction. If I want to print hello for 5 times, for 5 times I have to write the same instruction. But if I want to print hello for 100 times, I cannot what I can say, I cannot write 100 instructions, right? See, if I write 100 instructions, like 100 same instructions, it will be like wastage of time and also it will be like wastage of memory. Okay, see, I want these instructions to get executed for 5 times. If I write only for once, then only one time, they will be executed. If I want to execute them for 5 times, then I have to put the same instructions for 5 times, which is not good, which will be wastage of time and memory. So, what is the point here? I want one instruction or a set of instructions just to be written for once. Write once. I want to write one instruction or a set of instructions just for once. Write once, but I want to execute them for any number of times. I want to execute them for any number of times. Write once, execute for any number of times. This is my requirement. If I want to satisfy this requirement, I should go for loops. So what I am telling, if you want to repeatedly execute a set of statements just by writing them for once, then we can use loops. If we want to repeatedly execute a set of statements just by writing them for once, you can use loops. So to achieve this, how many types of loops are available in Python means 4 types. For else, while else. For else, while else, 4 types of loops are available. So firstly, we will be seeing the for loop. What is the syntax of the for loop? For loop variable in sequence. Sequence means any set of values. For some variable in sequence, and these are the instructions to be repeatedly executed. So I will tell you an example. If I have to print 1, then I have to write print 1, yes or no. If I want to print 2, again I have to write print 2. Yes. If I want to print 3, again I have to write print 3. If I want to print 10 numbers, it's not at all a good idea to write print function for 10 times. You know what is my requirement? I want to write print function only for once. But I want that print function to get executed for 10 times so that 10 numbers will be printed. Okay, see how I'm doing. For some variable in sequence means any values, any set of values, and I will be writing I. So first let me execute now. Then I will explain. I have written print instruction only for once, but it got executed for 10 times. Because of that, what happened? 1 to 10 numbers got printed. See? But how it happened, let us see. See, range function means you have to understand like this. See, this is like start point. This is end point minus 1. For now, you think like that. Okay, 1 is the start point, end point minus 1 means what? Up to 10, 1 to 10. So here, first 1 will be going into I, print I means 1 will be printed. Then 2 will be going into I, then 2 will be printed. From the range function, 3 will be going into I, and then 3 will be printed. From the range function, 4 will be going into I, 4 will be printed. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For now, you think that this is start point and this is end point minus 1. So it is going to take up to 10 if you put 11. You have written this line only for once, but it got executed for 10 times. That's why 10 numbers got printed for us. Okay, now you tell the output of this. Can anybody tell me what is the output of this code?
11 to 20.
11 to 20.
11 to 20. Correct. So 11 will be going into I, 11 will be printed, and 12 will be going into I, 12 will be printed. 13 will be into I, 13 will be printed. Up to 20 only I told. Up to 20. Okay. That means by default 1 value is getting incremented, right? See, let us say I will be putting 100 here and I will put 2 here. See, this is start point, this is end point minus 1, and this is called as what, incrementation count step or incrementation count. Start from 1, so 1 will be taken into I. First 1 will be taken into I, and then what will happen? So 1 will be taken into I and 1 will be printed. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 after 2 is 3 now. So 3 will be into I, 3 will be printed. 3 after 2 is 5. 5 will be into I, 5 will be printed. 5 after 2 is 7. So like that, it is going to print the odd numbers from 1 to 100. See? Can you tell me, if I put 0, what will be the output?
2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8 like this.
Even numbers.
2, 4,
Start.
6, 8, 200.
I'm asking, it is started with 2 or it is started with 0?
0.
0.
Right? Okay. Now again one more question. 100 will be printed or only up to 98 it will be printed?
98.
Up to 98 because the end point won't be considered. So 0 to 98, like 0, 2, 4, like that, the even numbers will be printed. Okay. So now what I will do, I will put 100 here. I will put a 0 here. I will put minus 5 here. Minus means what? Before, back. So 100 will be printed. 100 before 5 is 95. 95 before 5 is 90. So from 100 to what point it will be printing? Up to 0 or up to 5?
5.
Up to 5?
Up to 5.
Yes.
Up to-
So from 100 to 5. End point will not be taken every time. So 0 means up to 5 it is going to get. This is like backward, the decrementation count we can say. The decrementation count we can say. Okay. So now what I will do, I will put like this. I will take a variable. I told this is a list and I will tell this later. See, these are the salaries of the employees, 20,000, 30,000. These are the salaries of the employees. So I told that for some variable in sequence. I didn't tell that range should be the only sequence. I didn't tell like that. Any sequence I told. In the syntax, I didn't put range. I kept sequence. Any sequence I can pass here in the loop. So I am passing the salary sequence. Now I am asking to print I. What is the output?
10,000, 20,000, 30,000.
Perfect. From the salary sequence, 10,000 will be into I and 10,000 will be printed. From the salary sequence, 20,000 will be into I and 20,000 will be printed. From the salary sequence, 30,000 will be into I and 30,000 will be printed. So let us say I want to add 1,000 rupees to everybody's salary as a festive bonus. So what I will do, I will simply be putting 1,000. Now can you tell me what is the output here?
11,000.
21, 31.
Perfect. What 31? So what will happen? 10,000 will be into I. 10,000 plus 1,000 is what? 11,000. 20,000 will be into I. 20,000 plus 1,000 is 21,000. 30,000 will be into I. 30,000 plus 1,000, 31,000. So simply speaking, for loop is used to iterate over a sequence and to perform a repeated operation. See, I want to perform a repeated operation over a particular values, over a set of values. So those set of values I will pass like a sequence, and this is the repeated operation. What is the repeated operation? Adding 1,000 to each and every value. So for loop is basically used to iterate over a sequence. It is basically used to iterate over a sequence and to perform the repeated operation. And now I am having the range function like this. So for I in range 10, if I print I, now what will be the output?
0 to 9.
0 to 9.
Right? So what I am doing, see whatever you are giving here, that will be like end point or end point minus 1. You know, the default start point will be 0. The default start point will be 0. The default step, the incrementation count will be 1. The default incrementation count will be 1. So now what will happen? 0 to 9 it will take. See, frankly speaking, this is end point only. For just our remembrance, we are telling end point minus 1. But this is end point only. Now it is started from 0, right, by default. So that's why it is 1 less. So strictly speaking, this is start point, this is end point only. So if I give like this, it will be taken like end point. Default start point is 0 in the range function. Default step is 1 in the range function. So 0 to 9, you are going to get the values. Okay. So the next type is what? For else. For else. See, generally in most of the programming languages, if else will be there. But in our Python, even for else will also be there. So what is this for else? I will tell you. See, first I will show the syntax of the for else. For some variable in sequence, the set of instructions, else some statements. Now I am asking you a question. What is that? In if else will definitely be executed. You have to tell me yes or no. In if else will be definitely executed, yes or no?
No.
No, right? Definitely no. There is no guarantee for
No.
the there is no guarantee. If condition is false, then only the else block is executed. If condition is false, then only else is executed. Otherwise, else won't be executed in if else. But for now, you consider like this. In case of for else, once the sequence is completely exhausted, then definitely else part will be executed. Once the sequence is completely exhausted, definitely the else part will be executed. Okay. So as per the principle explained by me, please try to tell the output of this code.
Zero, 1, 2.
0, 1, 5, and then
No items.
No limits.
No items.
No items left.
no items left. What I told, once the sequence is exhausted, definitely else part will be executed. So 0 will be into I, 0 will be printed, 1 will be into I, 1 will be printed, 5 will be into I, 5 will be printed. There is no value, sequence is exhausted, over, completed. Now else will definitely be executed. No items left will be printed here. So this is the working of for else, but see, I told that in case of for else, after the sequence is over, after the sequence is exhausted, else part will definitely be executed. Else part will definitely be executed, I told. But see, in case of for else also, in one particular situation, else part will not be executed. In for else also, in one particular situation, else part will not be executed. What is that situation? So before explaining that situation, I will tell you what is the meaning of break keyword. See, let it be if block, let it be else block, let it be any block. You pretty well know that once the cursor enters the block, into the block, after executing all the instructions of the block, then only it will go out of the block. After executing all the instructions of the block, then only it will go out of the block. So let us say what happened here. So let us say the condition got satisfied. Cursor is executing all the 4 instructions. Then it is executing the remaining instructions. So this is okay. But see, in this particular block, let us say break keyword is there. So now what happened? The cursor entered into the block. The condition became true. The cursor entered the block. Executed first line, executed second line, and now it has encountered the break keyword. See, whenever break keyword is encountered, it will skip. It will skip the remaining instructions of the current block and it will get out of the block immediately. It will continue, it will execute the instructions which are outside the block. Simply speaking, if break is not there, all the 4 lines are executed, then only the remaining instructions are executed. But if break is there, what it will do? It will skip the remaining instructions. After break, whatever the instructions you are writing in the if block, they will be skipped and it will directly go to the remaining instructions outside the block. So simply what you are telling, you're telling to just get out of the block. You're telling to just go out of the block, or you are telling to just get out of the block. Break means what? Stop the execution of the block. Go out. Okay. So now listen the point very, very carefully. In for else, in case of for else, in the for body, if break is not there, then only else block will be executed. In the for body, if break is there, in the for body, if break is there, then else part will not be executed. I will tell again. In case of for else, in for body, break is not there, then only else is executed. If break is there in the for body, then else will not be executed. Now, basing on my principle, tell me what is the output.
015.
Only
So,
0.
okay, so else will not be executed. Okay, any other answers?
Else also will be executed. Yeah?
So in the for body, if break is there, else won't be executed. In for body, break is there now, so else won't be executed. So what is the output? So let me tell you.
Only 0.
Only 0, correct? So firstly, what is going to happen? First, from the digit sequence, 0 will be into I, and now print I means what? 0 will be printed. Break is executed now, so the entire body is executed now. So 0 will be into I, 0 will be printed, and because of break, what will happen? It will stop everything, it will skip everything, and it will come out of the block. It will come out of the loop completely now. So only 0 will be the result. Of course, it is only 0. First 0 will be going into I, 0 will be printed. Break means what? Break means just get out now. Skip the else and even just get out of the loop or get out of the block now. So completely the cursor will go out and 0 will be the result. Okay. So this is what? This is the working of the for else. So this is what? This is the second type of the loop, that is for else. And then the while loop, the third type of the loops. So what is the syntax of the while loop? While condition body, while condition body. See, until the condition is satisfied, till the condition is satisfied, the body of the loop will be continuously executed. So let me show this. So what I'm doing, see, I am taking a value as 1. 1 less than or equal to 10 is true. 1 less than or equal to 10 is true, right? True means, so what I'm telling, so true means it will be entering into the loop. 1 will be printed. So 1 plus 1, what is the current value of a? 1, right? So 1 plus 1, that means a value will become how much now? 2. A value will become 2. Now check the condition. 2 less than or equal to 10 is true, correct? So it will enter the loop. Value of a is, a means 2 will be printed. Now 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 means what? A value will be updated to 3. Now check the condition. 3 less than or equal to 10 is true. Enter the loop. A means what will be printed? 3 will be printed. Now 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 means A value will be updated to 4. Like that. See what will happen. Initially A is 1. 1 less than 10 true, 1 will be printed. Now A became 2. 2 less than 10, 2 will be printed. Like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 less than or equal to 10 is true. 10 will also be printed. 10 plus 1 means the A value will become 11. 11 less than 10 is false. False means the condition is failed. Na? So condition failed means your cursor will go out of the loop. So it is going to print 1 to 10 numbers. It is going to print 1 to 10 numbers. So till the condition is satisfied, the body of the loop will be executed. So now I will show you one program. You try to tell the output of that. Tell me what is the output.
Ten, 8, 6.
Yes. So I value is what here? So
10, 8, 6, 4.
correct. So first 10 will be into A. 10 greater than 0 is true now. True means it will enter the block. A means 10 will be printed. 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 greater than 0 true. Enter the loop. 8 will be printed. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 greater than 0 true. 6 will be printed. Now 4. 4 greater than 0 true. 4 will be printed. Now 2. 2 greater than 0 true. 2 will be printed. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 greater than 0? No. No means it will come out of the loop and it will be printing loop is completed. Loop is completed. Okay. So till the condition is satisfied, the body will be executed. For loop is used to iterate over a sequence. But while loop means what? Condition based logic. Till the condition is satisfied, if you want the body to get executed, then you can use this. So now I will tell you the while else. See, the principle is same. In the while body, if the break is there, then else part will not be executed. In the while body, if break is not there, then else is executed. In the while body, if break is there, then else won't be executed. In the while body, if break is not there, then else is executed. Okay. So basing on the principle, you tell me the output of this code. No, nobody is going. Oh, okay. I didn't tell the
Inside
count.
loop.
What is the counter?
0, 1, 2, madam.
0. I'm asking the output. One more time, you think?
0, 1.
0, 0, 0.
Okay. What are the other outputs? What are the other answers?
It's 1.
1,
Inside loop,
loop,
inside
Loop,
inside loop 2.
loop 3 times,
3 times.
inside loop 3 times,
Ah,
and
Inside loop
else
3
1 time.
times.
okay. After that, inside loop 3 times. After that,
Inside else.
Inside else 1
Inside
time.
else.
okay. Now I will explain. So 0 less than 3 is true. Correct. So it will enter the block. Inside loop will be printed for the first time. Okay. Now counter equal to counter plus 1. What is counter value? 0. 0 plus 1 is how much? 1. So counter value will be updated to 1. Counter value is updated to 1. Okay. Check the condition. Counter is 1 now. So 1 less than 3 is true. 1 less than 3 is true. Correct. Again it will go inside the body of the while loop. Again inside the loop will be printed. Counter plus 1. Counter means what? 1. 1 plus 1 means what? 2. Counter will be updated to 2. Okay. Check the condition. Now 2 less than 3. 2 less than 3 is true. Correct. It will enter the loop. Inside the loop will be printed. Again counter plus 1. 2 plus 1 is how much? 3. So counter value will become 3. 3 less than 3? False. False means stop. Lastly, the else is executed now. Once everything is done, once the condition is filled, then the else is executed. So inside else will be printed for once. So inside loop, inside loop, inside loop for 3 times, and then inside else will be the result. It is simple only. 0 less than 3 true, inside loop is printed. Counter will become 1. Okay. 1 less than 3 true, correct. Inside loop will be printed. Counter will become 2. 2 less than 3 true, correct. Inside loop will be printed. Now 2 plus 1, 3. 3 less than 3? No. False means get out of the loop and it will print the else. It will execute the else part. Inside else will be printed. Okay. Now, please tell me what is the output. I told if break is there, else is not executed. Now tell me what is output.
Only inside loop once.
1.
Yeah, only once.
Only once
No,
inside.
no, 3.
Yes.
Okay, so let us see. So 0 is the counter value. 0 less than 3. So let me take my pencil once. Finding a bit difficulty in catching the pencil today. I don't know what Zoom is going to do. Okay, okay. So 0 less than 3 is true. True means inside loop will be printed. Counter plus 1. That means 0 plus 1 means counter became 1. And because of break, what will happen? It will stop, right? It will simply get out of the complete while else block. It will simply get out, right? It won't go with the next iteration. It will just simply get out. Okay, so this is while else. So inside loop, counter is incremented. Break means just get out. That's it. Don't execute else also. Okay, so now I will tell you one more example on this while loop. See, what is the question? Write a Python script to calculate the percentage of marks obtained by the students. Percentage of marks obtained by the students using the while loop. So what I am doing here. Okay. Percentage. Let's just here. It will be easy. Okay, so just let me execute, then you will understand for what I have to write the code. See what is my requirement. Name, James, math marks, science marks, English marks, computer marks. So you should display like this. James, your total marks are 365 and your percentage is 91.2. You want to enter one more record, yes or no? You want to enter one more record, yes or no? Yes, I want to enter. Okay, why I'm giving? Okay, tell me what is the name? Peter, marks, science marks, English marks, computer marks. See, Peter, your total is 321 and your percentage is 80.25. You want to continue with one more? No, I will give n, then stop. Understood? For this, we have to write the code. So let us see how we are writing this. See, more is just a variable, like A, B, C, D, it's just a variable, okay? I am taking a variable called as more. I am taking a variable called as more in the memory. Whatever the name you want, you take, no problem. This is just a variable. And what is the value in this variable initialized with? It is true. Okay, what is more? True, na? True, double equal to true is correct. You only kept true in the more, right? So true double equal to true is correct. Condition became true. Cursor will enter the block. Okay, name, math marks, science marks, English marks, computer marks, you are accepting. Total equal to, completely you are adding them. Percentage equal to total by 400 into 100. Total by 400 into 100. So name means this one. Your total marks are this total variable you're putting. Your percentage is okay. This percentage variable you're putting. Understood? So name, your total marks are, where is the total? In total variable. And your percentage is, where is percentage value? Here, this variable you're putting. Okay, this is okay. Now see, here is very, very important logic. Please listen carefully. Want to enter one more record, yes or no? Want to enter one more, yes or no? I am the user and I am giving y. Now y got accepted into which variable? A variable. Please answer my question. Y not equal to y, correct or not? Condition means what? Y not equal to y is correct or not?
No, false.
False, na? Y not equal to y, yes is not equal to x. No, right? Condition is false. If block will not be executed. More equal to false will not be executed. So do you then y not equal to y is false. False condition is false. If block will not be executed, na? So more equal to that will not be executed. Okay. So one iteration is over. Now what you have to do? Now you have to check the condition again. So more value is what? More value we have initialized it to true in the memory. Na? Okay. So now what is more value yet in the memory? More value is yet true only in the memory. True is equal to true, correct. Enter the block. Name, math, science, English marks for total marks and calculating percentage. So I'm displaying name, your total marks are total, your percentage is percentage. Now I'm asking the user again. Want to enter one more record? No. I'm giving no. That no will be kept into which variable? Some A variable. A means answer, I mean. So now tell me, no not equal to y. Please answer my question. No not equal to yes, correct or not? True means if the condition is true, cursor will enter the if block. So this line is executed. No? Yes. So more value in the memory will be updated to false. Simple. No means no not equal to y is correct. Condition is true. It will enter the if block. More equal to false is executed. More value will become false in the memory. More value will become false in the memory. Iteration over. Okay, check the condition again. What is more value? False. False is compared with what? True. False equal to true. Condition false. Stop. Simply, if the user is giving no, you are making more as false and you are stopping the loop. That is the logic here. Okay. So one small important point you have to remember. If you know, it is okay, but I'm just telling. If the instruction is written, that won't be executed. If cursor reaches that instruction, then only it will be executed. Am I correct? If instruction is there, that won't be executed. Na? If cursor reaches that instruction, then only it will be executed. When cursor will reach this instruction, the condition is true, then only cursor will reach this instruction. Generally, I'm telling. Okay, fine. So now let me know, like you have any doubt or anything you want to know. So you will get the material of this today, and please to listen the video if possible in your free time. So if you still get any question, you can ask me in the next class definitely. And what?
I have a doubt.
Please tell me.
In for loop statement, we want to execute 3 times, and we have to by using break we have to come out. How it will possible? Where we have to put break?
You don't put break. You give just 3. You just give the sequence as 3. Na? Why to use break in that situation? You want to execute the body for 3 times. Now then give 1 to 4. Automatically it will execute for 3 times. Now there is no requirement of break here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine then. Let's connect tomorrow. Bye for today and happy weekend. Sorry, tomorrow is Saturday and we don't have class on Saturday. So we will be connecting again on Monday. Okay. So meanwhile, if you have some time, please try to practice the things. Okay. Thank
Excuse me, madam.
you. Yeah. Please tell me. Please tell me.
Somewhere you have used square bracket also, and in the most of the cases you have used simple bracket. Is there any specific case where to use square bracket and where to use simple bracket?
What square bracket and one more thing you told. What is that?
Simple bracket, like normal brackets.
Yes, definitely. Because that's the next concept. See, basically square bracket indicated list and curly braces indicated set and normal bracket indicated tuple. So this is not covered and that is the next topic we are going to see in the Monday's class most probably. Okay. Okay then, fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye. Have a good weekend.